So 340, today we're going to be talking about the 2026 NHL draft, guys to look out for, guys to watch for in the coming draft, and guys that just have potential to have really big seasons. And so when we talk about this class, good mix of highly skilled forwards and highly skilled defensemen too. I think when you think of the D, you think of Keaton Beroff, you think of Ryan Lynn, and there's some other WHL guys in that mix as well, and OHL guys in that mix as well. And so some skilled defensemen who can go towards the top of the class and then the middle half ish of the first round. And then when you talk about the forwards, this class is loaded with high skilled forwards. Starts with Gavin McKenna. Obviously, he's kind of his own tier right now. And then you look at Ivar Stenberg and you look at Tynan Lawrence out of Muskegon, the USHL, who is one of my favorite playmakers to watch in the draft in terms of the center position, how he plays the game. Arguably the best center in the draft. And I say that arguably. And there's Ryan Rubrek. There's Ethan Belchez, right, who are bigger, power style wingers who can play a hybrid game. They can drive the net, but they can also protect pucks, make plays. They have that smaller style skill that you would see in a 5'8" style player. And speaking of those guys, Vigo Bjork is also in that mix. A guy who projected to go in the top 10, arguably the best Swede or the second best Swede in the draft. I would say Stenberg's first, and then you have Vigo Bjork right there. And almost a 1A, 1B type, but it's really close. I just think with the way Vigo plays the game, he plays a pace, high intensity, high degrees of skill, playmaking player and around the net. Really underrated as a scorer, and if he hands it tight to be able to score in finesse style ways. So he's really good there. And then there's so many other guys too, right? There's so many other big names that we could see evolve. And I would say from the NTDP, a lot of these guys, there's even some fringe USHLers who could crack the first round. Some guys who are out of the playing out of other leagues too, and guys who could just make an impact. There's guys in Europeans who can make plenty of impact this year too. Like there's so many guys they're almost like question marks. That's the best way I can phrase it because you don't really know where they're going to go quite yet, and we don't know where anybody's going to go because it's only September 2025 and the 2026 draft is a long ways away. But you look at some of the guys who are ranked more towards the back half of the first round. And I think of like Casey Mutrin's one. Casey Mutrin could be a riser. JP Hurlbert, who just recently went to the WHL, right? That's another name who is in the 30s but could go higher. Jack Hextall is another guy. If he has a really big year and produces over a point per game, we could see him go in the first round. There's Vladimir Dravetsky, and a guy who's projected to go high still has that ability to make that impact over the course of time. There is so many other guys. Lucas Zajak's another one from the NTDP, projected to go in the middle of the draft. Igor Shilov, who just recently went to the QMJHL, is going to be playing a full season there. Could arguably become a point per game center there. Then you have Blake Zielinski, who's ranked very low. I think Blake Zielinski could be a first rounder. Landon Nyes is in that mix. He's playing in the USHL, left shot defenseman, and I believe got traded in the middle of last year. And but just there's so many guys who can make that impact. Landon Hafley's another one, right? So many guys who can make that impact and just they can find ways to be able to produce offensively. They can find ways to be able to make an impact in so many key situations. And these are guys who you look at the 40s and 50s and beyond. So far, it looks pretty deep in terms of the way this draft is projecting out, and it's really intriguing to see. And it's going to be really exciting because we see so many guys who are in the 30s and 40s that could go higher. So imagine some of those guys who are kind of on the fringe in the back half. If they have really good years, they could crack the second, first round, whatever it may be. Another guy who I really like is Adam Valentini, really skilled, not necessarily undersized, but 5'11" and plays a really impactful, skilled game. Like he's really good and really nifty in tight areas. He's really good with his escapability, not only with his feet but also his hands. So he's really good at both areas. He's gonna be at Michigan this year. He's originally supposed to go to Kitchener in the OHL, and then Michigan had a spot open up. Team moved there, So now that spot's open for him. He could make an impact at Michigan right out of the gate. And so there's a lot of really unique names in this class that can very much make an impact. So I'm excited to see that. It's obviously exciting to see what Gavin McKenna's going to do at Penn State because there's a lot of unknowns there, even for a player of his caliber. But still the runaway number one and probably will be for the rest of the time. He just plays highly impactful offense. It's the best way to describe it. He's all pace, he's all intensity. He can find ways to produce in so many unique ways. It's exciting to watch, and it makes him such a cerebral player when he's all over the ice, attacking all over the ice. So I think this is a situation that could play out where we see lots of impact continue to rise out of this class, and so many key guys over the course of time trying to make more of an impact. It's really exciting to see. It's going to be something that we might not have ever seen before, especially with some of these guys. This is like the first full class that we've seen of guys fully committing to like schools in the NCAA out of other places in the CHL. So it's going to be interesting to see the whole situation play out too.